What's going on? We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. We'll miss another video talking about the Clipper trade for with the Pistons for Blake Griffin, Avery Bradley, Boban, and Tobias Harris in a draft pick. Which they did some shuffling with their draft pick, so I don't know who he ended up being, but basically who got the better of the trade right now. It's kind of a complicated question. Excuse me, trying to bang through a headache real quick, trying to get this video out the way. So bear with me. I think the best player in the trade was Blake Griffin. Now, obviously, Avery Bradley wasn't playing well for us after that alleged rape thing came up. And Tobias Harris was playing solid, but Boban really wasn't giving as much because, obviously he just never got the playing time. And none of their rookies are really showing nothing. Gilgis Alexander, whatever his name is from Canada, he alright, but he got up and down too. Excuse me, but I think ultimately the Pistons won the trade, ultimately getting Blake Griffin. They got an impact all-star. I don't think anybody on the Clippers is going to be an all-star this year as far as, during the trade. Maybe Tobias Harris can squeak in there, but I don't think he may not make it. And I think Blake Griffin was the best player in the trade, but ultimately the plan really didn't work for the Pistons, man. The ultimate plan for Blake Griffin for the Pistons was not about wins and losses. It was about putting asses in the seats in a Little Caesars Arena, and that hadn't happened. And then if you want to say, they want to lie and say it was about wins and losses, that didn't happen. So really, when you look at the team success, you could probably just say the Clippers won because they're having team success. But I just think their team success is just, I just think it's a product of so many teams being bad in the West. I think they'd be, barely a playoff team. I'm not sure where they rank right now, but they was number one in the West, and everybody know that wasn't going to stick. But ultimately, the Pistons got the best player in the trade, and I think ultimately that's what you look to get. But they lost a draft pick. That means they lost a commodity on a team. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the Clippers are having more success. You know what I'm saying, with the pieces they got from the Pistons. But as far as, I don't know who the draft pick was, because they traded and shuffled some things around, so I don't really equate that here. But the Clippers was playing winning ball at a certain point in time. Well, so was the Pistons. They was up there with 4th, 5th, 6th seed. So, ultimately, I'm going to give it to the Pistons. They got the best player in the trade. They got to put more pieces around him. I don't see the Clippers going anywhere, just like I don't see the Pistons going anywhere unless they add some pieces. So, ultimately, like I said, the Pistons got the best player in the trade, but obviously the Clippers are having more success right now. Tobias, Gilgeous, Alexander, Avery Bradley has just not been the same since those allegations came out about he paid somebody to hush up about a rape case. He's just not been the same player, man. His stat line been terrible. Jump shot didn't elude him. He's still been a good on-ball defender, but it's pretty much it. So I think the Pistons really cut bait. After Avery Bradley was looking like a guy that was going to be part of the Pistons' future, and I don't think anybody anticipated the trade last year. Nobody anticipated Blake Griffin was going to be a Detroit Piston last year. I didn't see that coming, and I don't think too many other people seen it coming. But ultimately, the Pistons got the best player in the trade. Didn't give up much though. Really, I mean, as far as personnel, because Boban, whatever, he wasn't playing. Avery Bradley wasn't playing no more. He fell out the rotation, and he still ain't playing at a high level with the Clippers. And Tobias Harris, he was a solid guy, but for player, you take, Blake over Tobias. The thing I didn't like was they gave up a draft pick that around the time they could have drafted him, because they took Miles Bridges as somebody, and they traded him to Charlotte and got something else back. I would, even though the Pistons wouldn't have got it right, they should have took, and the Clippers should have took Michael Porter Jr. He's so talented that he's worth waiting on his back getting healthy. He's worth taking the flyer on. You talking about somebody that's just as talented as Luka Doncic. You just got to get him healthy. In the Denver Nuggets, they end up taking him at the bottom of the lottery, and if he get healthy, man, next year, and they had the luxury of letting him get healthy because they got Will Barton, Gary Harris. Y'all know him from Michigan State. Isaiah Thomas trying to get healthy. Jamal Murray. They got Jokic. They got a talented team. Will Barton. They go really, really deep. So they had the luxury of taking Michael Porter. If Michael Porter come back, build his body up, build his back up, build his strength up. Like, dude, you got a potential superstar to go with, Jokic and Jamal Murray. That's the type of chances that the Pistons got to take. When you don't want to be a terrible team, a bottom of the barrel team, and you trying to be a middle of the pack or middle of a lottery team, you have to take chances on talent. Even if it's talent that's hurt, even if it's talent that has character issues, you have to take chances on those talents. You know what I'm saying? And historically, Detroit teams, I'm talking Pistons and Lions, haven't done that. They haven't took flyers on character players with character issues or players with injuries and built them back up. And you sometimes when you in that draft position they be in, that 10 to 15 range, you gotta take chances. And they wouldn't have took the chance and got it right anyway. So that rookie wouldn't have came in and helped the Pistons regardless. So we talking about if it's a fifth, we'll all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? So for my personal opinion, I think the Pistons won this trade because they're the best player right now. Now, if it turned out the draft pick they got turned into a top 10, top 5 player, then we could talk about it again. But I believe the Pistons won that trade, man. Best player, Avery Bradley, Tobias Harris, don't come close to him. This is my personal opinion. Avery Bradley ain't been right since that shit came out. But y'all know what it is, man. Let me know who y'all think actually won this trade. I think it was the Pistons. But I think they got a long way to go to build back up. I think the Clippers are going to bounce back if they can get a KD and or a Kawhi Leonard to come to the Clippers next year. Or Jimmy Butler. I can see them bouncing back quickly and, building a solid team around those two. But it's Smart Street Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Don't forget, we on Facebook, we on Twitter, Instagram. Also, can reach out to me in the email if you got a business question inquiry. How about them Cowboys getting whooped by the Rams? I had to say that, man. Shout out to LA Rams for sending the Cowboys home crying. Good game. Long as any time the Cowboys go home. My personal opinion. Y'all know what it is. One time for one time. Your boy CJ.